welcome back to my Flosstube channel. My name is Chandria, and this is Chandria Carol Stitches. I have a lot for you today. So, the plans for this video is we're going to go over my New Year's Eve 12 by 12 and see the progress that I made. In total, I had 1,813 stitches over the course of those 12 hours. So I was very pleased with my progress. So the New Year's Eve 12 by 12. Then I want to talk about my WIPgo plans for the year. I'll show you my WIPgo board, and I've already completed the 2 WIPgo calls for January, so we will go over those. I have just a tad bit of haul, just a couple things, mostly fabric, and then talk about books. So if you remember from last time, I was starting to read Fourth Wing, so I have that. We'll go over that, and what I thought about it. And I believe there's one other book I want to talk about too. So yeah, let's get into it. So we'll start with the New Year's Eve 12 by 12. I did actually take all the pattern cover photos out of the bags and everything, so I'm a little more prepared today, but all of the projects are still in hoops or Q-snaps or what have you. So the first project I worked on was Warm Hearts by Something in Common. It's this one. And I was able to get 158 stitches in this one. So that is what I got. I'm trying to figure out where to put these. Oh no. Okay. The number 2 project I worked on was Holiday Quaker. Looks like this by Lila Studio. And I was able to get 176 stitches into this one. Oh, I didn't mention it on the previous one. We're off to a rousing start. This needleminder is a Disney pin I made into a needleminder myself, and this fabric is 32 count Azure blue lugana. So for Holiday Quaker, this needleminder is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. That is a very common theme for my needleminders. And this is 18 count glass elevator Ada by Forbidden Fiber Co. So number 3 is Cozy Cafe by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, which looks like this. I was able to get 142 stitches into this. I just worked on that line. I think that's like the fringe under the row of cups here. So I just continued on that. And this needleminder I made myself from a pin by Ghoulish Bunny Studios, and the fabric is 32 count opal linen in the color Chai Love You by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Number 4 is The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. This. And I was able to get 141 stitches into this. That needleminder is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And let me see where this fabric is from. I know it's a fiber on a whim. I believe it's Dusk. Yes, 32 count Dusk Lugana by Fiber on a Whim. So the 5th one is Dear Santa by Satsuma Street. This is a kit. So I'm using all the kit materials, which includes the perforated paper and the DMC threads. I was able to get 202 stitches onto this. So more of the deer's face. So number 6 is Winter Wonderland by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I was able to get 128 stitches into this. So the bear's head. That needleminder is a custom Scooby Doo dog tag needleminder from a friend. And this is 28 count Coastal Lugana by Picture This Plus. Number 7 is Merry Manatees by Lindy Stitches. So she has the model finished as a drum. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but this top part is what it actually looks like, the full thing. So you've got a mama and a baby manatee, some festive fish, turtles, etc. And I was able to get 132 stitches into this. Just one of the manatees, I think that's the baby. This manatee was an enamel pin, and I turned it into a needleminder myself. And this is 32 count Princess linen by Me Stitch Me. Number 8 is a Wintry Mix by Stu Hillis Designs. So you can do it as individual trees, but I'm doing the full piece there at the bottom. I was able to get 153 stitches on this, and it is all in white on the middle tree. So this is 18 count Color Happens Ada by Fiber on a Whim, and the needleminder is a Disney pin that I turned into a needleminder. Number 9 is my second of the Polar Plunge series by Hands On Design, and this is N is for Narwhal. I've already done Polar Peak out of this series, and they are just too cute. So all of the others you can get as paper charts. I think they're only available as paper charts, but this one's only available as a PDF on the Hands On Design website. I believe that's because it was a charity pattern. So for this one, I got 164 stitches. So I think I got the entire body of one of the narwhals, or if not, very close. Finished. That needleminder is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and this fabric is 32 count Sea Spray linen by Seraphim Fabrics. Number 10 is Merry Meerkats by the Blue Flower. It's also the holiday card pattern for 2023. I was able to get 143 stitches on this. So this one, I have actually worked on it a little bit more than just the 12 by 12. I think it's the only one, but for the 12 by 12, I really only had maybe 2/3 of the sweater for the center meerkat, and then all of the brown on one of the little meerkat butts next to it was after 12 by 12. So this needleminder is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and this fabric is 32 count Nightshade linen by Bee Stitch Me. Number 11 is the Snowy Snuggles Scrapbook by the Blue Flower and Lindy Stitches. So you can do it as individual patterns, or you can do it as the full sampler, which is what I'm doing. So I started in the middle with the Snowy Snuggles block. I was able to get 154 stitches, which was quite a bit of the words of Snowy Snuggles. Let me see the fabric. Nuisance. Okay, so this is 16 count Silver Fox Ada by Fibronum. And because I have pet rats, and this is a project about pets at wintertime, I turned an enamel pin into a needleminder of a rat. And last but not least, Christmas Wreath by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I was able to get 120 stitches into this, so I just worked on the house. The needleminder is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and this is 32 count Vintage Country Mocha lugana. So like I said, for those 12 projects, I ended up getting a total of 1,813 stitches. The one that I got the most on was Dear Santa, because I'm assuming because it was on perforated paper, because there were quite a few of these where I only worked on one color, so that couldn't have been it. And then the one that I got the least on was Christmas wreath. I don't know, I mean, there wasn't a lot of counting in that, but I think I was double checking my counting as I went, so I don't know, but so my least was 120 stitches on Christmas wreath, and my most was 202 stitches on number 5, which was Dear Santa. Christmas wreath number 12. That also could have had something to do with it. So I really enjoyed this. I loved having I loved how I had pre-prepared for this, and so I'd already gotten a thread started on all of them, so I could literally just pick it up and stitch. It made stitching for that long really enjoyable because I didn't get bored. If I was trying to work on one project that long, I don't think I would have, I don't think I would have done it. I would have just got bored. So I cheated a little bit. I stopped around hour 9 because I was starting to go cross-eyed, and I finished it up the next day. So New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But I time track, and each of them got an hour. So it is what it is. They all still got touched, so I'm really pleased with that. I know that an hour on these projects is not a lot, especially because quite a few of them are big, but they're projects that I've wanted to start for a long time, or that I had a really sad start on already because I had started to get it started and hadn't went back to it. So along those same lines, this leads into WIPgo and what I want to do with that. So if you don't know, I don't know how, because a lot of people talk about it, but if you don't know, this game, WIPgo, was started by Jessie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and it is a bingo board where each month you have 2 numbers from the board called, and you try to meet the goal that you set for the project or prompt or whatever in that block. So the way that I set mine up is I made it easy, and the goal on every single one of them, and I'll pop up a photo of my WIPgo board, but for all of them I made the goal 1,000 stitches, and I also really tried to work in gifts on here. I have a lot of projects, I have several projects for friends that are big. So I don't stitch gifts for a lot of people, but the people that I stitch gifts for, I usually stitch them something every year. And some of these are, I know you'll love this, I'm doing this for you, you'll get it when you get it. It's not, there are no deadlines on getting it done, and because of that, honestly, they just don't get worked on that much because I don't have a deadline. So I'm trying to at least make sure that those get worked on. And 1,000 stitches on some of those gifts, which you'll see on one of the 2 WIPgo calls for January, would get them finished or very close to finished. And especially the closer they get, the more motivated I am to work on them to get that high of a finish. So I'm hoping I can stick with this. The other projects that I put on there are big projects that I want to get progress on. Some of them are not really seasonal, and that's why I don't stitch on them that much. And then others are, who knows why I haven't worked on them. I really love them. I really want to get progress, so I put them on my board. So the 2 WIPgo calls for January for me, one was a gift and one was Halloween Quaker. So I think the friend for the gift that I chose to work on watches my videos, so, because, you know, great friend. So this is your warning to skip ahead to the timestamp that I'll pop on the screen if you don't want to be spoiled of what your birthday gift is going to be this year. So just a couple seconds to skip ahead. Okay, so this first gift, it's a Mill Hill kit, so it's a paper pattern, and it's pretty small, but there's beading. There may not have been 1,000 stitches in this, but there were plenty of beads, so I'm counting it as finished, and I finished the project. So this is Pizza Slice Kit by Mill Hill. It's all the kit materials, perforated paper, and look at how precious and how much it looks like pizza. So yeah, when I saw this, I immediately thought of my friend whose favorite food is pizza, and had to do this. So yeah, I think I hadn't shown this on my channel or my Wood Parade or anything because I knew that she watches my videos, but I literally had maybe 1 strand of floss in this, and the rest I finished for my WIPgo roll. I'm counting that done. Like I said, I don't know if it was 1,000 stitches, but it's finished, and I am months ahead of the deadline, so pretty proud of that. And the way that I chose is, the way that I chose which one to do is this was literally on the pile, the top of the pile of project bags, and it was the first gift I came to. So I'm like, okay, that's the one I'm doing. So, yep, pretty proud of that. Go ahead and put this back. And then my other one was Halloween Quaker. So this one, I did the 1,000 stitches and still had a little bit of thread left on my needle, so I finished that out, so it's a little over 1,000, but go ahead and show you what that looks like. This is what it will look like, Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. I love this pattern. I may have talked about it before, but I started this forever ago. I believe I started this in like early 2021. It was the first project I'd ever started on something that wasn't Ada. And I made so many counting mistakes in the big, I started on the left hand side. I'll go ahead and show. So this is what I have done. But this motif here, this big motif, is literally, has been done like 3 times. I made so many counting mistakes, and it just sat in timeout for months. I believe probably over a year before I finally picked it back up and got something into it. So, this is all the called fors. This is 32 count murky lugana, not the linen, but the lugana. All called for classic colorworks. So my 1,000 stitches on this, like I said, all I had before was this center motif. If I have a photo, I'll pop it up. I had this little guy, and I think I had this little purple motif. So this is new. The witch's hat is new because I want some color. This little guy is new. This entire motif is new. And then I started the outline of the next big motif. I'm super happy with this. I had a weekend where we didn't do anything, so I just sat and cranked out my 1,000 stitches in 2 days over the course of that weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I was really bored of it by the end of the second day. But now I can go away for a little while, but I feel like I accomplished something and I'm super happy. I will probably pull this out to work on some more around Halloween time. I don't know. It's I wanted to touch as many of my big projects as possible, so I really didn't put anything on there more than once. But it definitely renewed my love for this, so it was good. And then this needleminder is a pin from Grave Markings on they on Instagram, and they have their own website that I turned into a needleminder. So that was a lot. But yeah, I really feel like I got a lot of progress in the last couple weeks, which I guess it's a little bit over 2 weeks. Absolutely thrilled to bits. Okay, what's next? I have a little bit of haul. So I finally got to see a friend of mine for Christmas, and they got me a couple pieces of fabric. So this is 32 count Gothic by Picture This Plus. It is a purpley, bluey, almost black. And that's the color Gothic, if I didn't say that. And then the second one, which, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for, is 32 count Voodoo by Picture This Plus. That is absolutely stunning. It's calling Halloween. I can't wait. We will find something for those. I got my fabric of the month for December from Be Stitch Me. I'm in the 32 count linen club. I do the alternating color and neutral. So I got the color version for this month. And this is Blue Moon. It is a gorgeous sapphire blue that's still, I think it's still light enough for a lot of things, so it's not really hard to see, but it's dark enough that white would really pop. It's beautiful. I have a lot of Be Stitch Me fabrics kitted up for projects, and I'm in love. I've been in her fabric of the month for years. And then the last bit of haul is going to be, I placed an order with TopKnot Stitcher. I needed some floss to kit up some of the projects for my 12x12, and, well, that's boring. You can't just have floss. So I also picked up a couple patterns that I first saw on Tara at Wilda Woman Crafts channel, and she has finished one of them. So she has finished this one. This is the Meowster Mash Biscornu by Stitchy Pros. It is absolutely precious. I had to get it as soon as it stars. And then she started this month, December. In December, she started the Merry Meowmas Biscornu. which is the Christmas version. Oh, the little snowman cat, it's precious. So yeah, I'm not sure when I'll start these, but I had to. They were so cute. And they're not that big. Famous last words. They're 60 by 60. But granted, of course, you've got two of them, one of them being less stitching, just it's really just the borders, but still. But it's really not that big. I don't know when I'll start them, but they're cute. And then, I got quite a bit of floss, but I'm not going to show you that because they're already put away with my fancy floss or in project bags for these projects, so we're not going to dig that out. I think that's all the stitchy content. This may be a relatively quick update because I went through everything pretty fast. But I'll list everything below about the projects, what the projects are, that sort of thing. I don't think I'm going to list all of the fabric. I don't know, we'll see. If it's there, great. If it's not, you can message me here or on Instagram, where I'm at ShaneDreCarol, for more information on all of those. So yeah, that's all the stitchy content. I really appreciate you spending a little time with me. I'm going to still talk about a couple books that I finished in December, but if you want to click out now, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, so if anyone's doing the books with the Black Needle Society, you'll know that in the first Saturday of February, we'll be having the book discussion on Fourth Wing, which was the book for this. It's every other month, so this was the book for February coming up. This is a very hyped book, but I guess I see what all the fuss is about. I really enjoyed it. There, of course, were a few things that I was not a big fan of. So I'm 30, and the main character in this was supposed to be 20, 21-ish, and their inner monologue read like a teenager. So I really didn't like that. Most of the time it wasn't super obnoxious, but there were a few times where I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm shocked they're not stuck in the back of my head. The first description that you get of the main, at the time, antagonist, I don't think that's a spoiler, is like 5 paragraphs of how hot he is. I'm sorry, I stopped calling people hot in like high school. So there are so many more ways to describe. Okay, you want to call him hot once, that's fine. I totally get it. Every time you're going to talk about how hot he is, can't you come up with some better words? It was... So I ended up giving this book 4 stars, mainly because of that. Well, because of that. There's no mainly, it is because of that. Story-wise, it was fascinating. It kept you interested. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed a lot of the plot elements. I don't know, just really loved it other than that one thing. which kind of was a big thing, so that's why I gave it 4 stars. But obviously I finished the book. I've started reading the second one, so it was, you could get past it. It was just, there were times where, yeah, I'm rolling my eyes. I've already started the second one. It's going well so far, but I think I'm on page like 70. So, and that one's actually longer than this one, which I think is, what, 500 something? A little over 500? Oh no, this is a different. Okay, it's like right at 500. But it did read pretty quickly, actually. I felt like the way that they incorporated the world building and history worked really well and didn't bore you or slog on while you're trying to learn about the history. You sort of pick it up as you go versus, let me just hit you over the head with a bunch of history of this world. So I did really enjoy that. Yeah, can't wait to read the second one. And I can't wait to discuss it in the Books with BNS book club. If you are not involved in that, there is a Facebook group for it. It's free. There's no subscription cost. You don't have to do anything. You don't really have to participate with the Black Needle Society in any other way. So just search Facebook for Books with BNS. I believe that's what it's called. If it's not, I'll put it across the screen to join in on that. The other book that I finished, okay, well, I have to. I finished, and I'll pop a picture up for this one because I don't have the book. I read this one actually on Spotify. I listened to the audiobook on Spotify because you can do that now. Relatively recently, they started giving you so many free, I think it's like 15 free hours per month of listening to audiobooks. I will warn you that a lot of audiobooks are not included. A lot are, but a lot aren't as well. So I don't have a clue how they chose that. It doesn't seem to be based on popularity. I don't know. Maybe it's deals with book publishers or what, but it's always worth a shot to go check it out there. The main way that I read my books is through Libby, but if something has a really long wait time or it's not on Libby for your library, then can't hurt to check it out if you already pay for Spotify Premium. So this is Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry, and I really enjoyed this one. It is oh good lord, I didn't even tell you what sort of book Fourth Wing was. Okay, well, let me step back just a second. Fourth Wing is a young adult fantasy novel about a dragon riders. Well, it's a war college, and the main character is training to be a dragon rider. Everything ensues. Okay, so now this one, Good Girls Don't Die, is a horror/thriller novel about 3 different women who wake up in very out of place scenarios that are all based on genres of fiction. So the first one that you come across, this lady, her favorite genre of books are cozy mysteries, and she finds herself in one. The second one is a young lady who finds her favorite genre is horror movies. I'm assuming horror books, that sort of thing, are her favorite, and she finds herself in a cabin in the woods type scenario. And then the third one is a lady who finds herself in a Hunger Games, Maze Runner-esque, we're gonna kill you if you don't complete our obstacle course type situation. All three of them have to try to figure out what's going on and how to get out and what caused this, and it was really good. I think I gave this one 4.5 stars. I thought this was original. I've read something by Christina Henry before. I think it's Little Red Riding Hood, maybe? I don't know. But it was a dystopian type novel. It was good. I really liked it. I liked the writing style. Even though it is written for, I would say, like a young adult audience. Young adult 20s, I don't know. But it doesn't... You can enjoy it without being young as well. And those are the type of young adult books that I really enjoy. If you throw a lot of pop culture references in there and like things only Gen Z understands, I'm probably not going to enjoy it. So, yeah. Really original. Really enjoyed the twist at the end. I mean, I was mad and frustrated, but I believe that's what the author wanted you to feel, so kudos, A+. Turns out great. And then the last book I wanted to talk about, speaking about cozy mysteries, which was the first scenario in Good Girls Don't Die, I checked out one of the cozy mysteries that were recommended by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery during the Jingle Ball. If you watched the ballroom entertainment, the pre-recorded entertainment, they talked about a series of cozy mysteries by Juno Black, the first one of which is called Shady Hollow. These are cozy mysteries 100%. It was very short. I read it very quickly. I think I gave this... Okay, I gave it 4 stars. I'd say 3.5 to 4 stars. It's really not my cup of tea. It doesn't go enough in depth in the plot for me, but it was adorable. This was about... so Shady Hollow is a community of anthropomorphic animals. I mean, they don't say that. They assume, like, they'll talk about how, like, the Raven character flies off. But she's kind of the same size as the fox because they're friends. I mean, at the beginning, they pretty much tell you, look, you've got to suspend your disbelief here because this is meant to just be cute. Don't think too much into it. And I was able to do that. It was fine. Really, I didn't raise an eyebrow at any of that because, especially, you know, they're warning you up front. Look, this is how it is, and it's not. You're not meant to think about it. So, anyway, yeah. So you've got the main character is Vera Vixen, a fox who is a reporter for the Shady Hollow Herald, and she's trying to solve a mystery because the bears, the two bears who are the cops, are incompetent. And it's so cute. I really enjoyed how they just leaned into the cutesy animal vibe. Like, for example, they'll talk, instead of saying like anybody, they'll say like every creature or any beast or something like that. They'll talk about like a handkerchief is a pawkerchief. It's just so cute. Really great, especially for this time of year when it is a balmy 10 degrees outside right now, for just curling up on a fire and reading a cute cozy mystery. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, or if you want to change a pace, which is sort of why I read it, just give it a chance. It was cute. And I think that's it. For my plans for reading, I'm going to go ahead and finish up Iron Flame, which is book 2, after Fourth Wing. And other than that, I don't know. I sort of just read what I feel like off my Libby holder checked out list and go from there. It's however I feel like. I have quite a few checked out that I want to read, but I really can't tell you what I'm going to get into. And that's it. That's all I got for today. I really want to go ahead and get this edited and uploaded pretty quickly. I don't think I addressed it, but I have a new filming spot that we're trying out. I don't know if the lighting's going to work, but it's definitely a more interesting background. But we'll see. Thanks again for watching, for checking out this video, spending a little time with me. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see and you want to see more from me, then please subscribe. It means the world to me. Thank you to Tara from Older Woman Crafts for shouting me out on her channel. I know several viewers came from her channel, and I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to have made such a good stitchy friend, and I would love to make more stitchy friends, so please comment and message me on Instagram. I can't wait to discuss this hobby with you. And have a lovely rest of your January. I hope your New Year's is off to a good start. I hope you're staying warm because it is freezing where I'm at. Yeah. This is Tuesday, January 16th. I should have said that at the beginning, but well. So yeah, I'll hope to see you again in a couple weeks. Bye!